almost like heaven. So West Virginia, here we come. Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. We are in Princeton, West Virginia, and I've got to say goodbye to my little humble abode. I'm gonna miss this place. This was a nice little motel room, very clean, very comfortable. They have everything you need. I was crashing over here at the Turnpike Motel, but it's time to get checked out and explore this interesting city of Princeton. Yeah guys, so Princeton is located in Mercer County, West Virginia, and I just got into town. Well, actually, I stayed here last night, but my purpose of that was just to get some rest and some food. And as soon as I walk into the center of Princeton, look what I see, this big war museum with the Old Glory waving high and proud up there, blowing in the wind. I mean, look at this day. I'm getting lucky with this weather lately. It is a beautiful day. You got an old cannon out there. You got this beautiful building honoring those who served. So first impressions of this little city: historic, clean, organized, presentable, nice. But we're just getting started, baby. There's a lot more to see. Right off the bat, when I got here to Princeton, the first things I see are Patriotic. Right here, you've got a memorial monument to Gold Star families. And if you don't know what those are families that have lost someone in service. So for example, if there's a family and their father went to war in the Middle East or something like that, but unfortunately never made it home, well, the family he left behind would be considered a Gold Star family. Over here, we got a big old tank. And it says over there, to the memory of General Hugh Mercer. We're in Mercer County. Mr. Mercer was apparently a general. So I'm definitely getting patriotic vibes right off the bat here in Princeton. Oh, pretty good, sir. How about yourself? Hanging in there?
Trying to. You seen the museum before?
No, it's my first time here.
Come on over.
I just pulled into town. This is the first thing I saw, and I was like, wow, what a big, beautiful building. And
But these are some more Civil War relics. And these are all, I think.
oh, shoot.
And then they come found him. He was bleeding. That's his blood on the flag.
Oh, my goodness.
And he was clutching it. And they said, yeah, take it with you.
And he survives.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't expect to see something like this in Princeton. Well, I'm going to run, sir. It's nice to meet you. Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. Well, thanks for showing me around and everything. And it's really interesting. So, but take care of yourself, sir.
You too. Y'all safe.
Will do. I'll try to. Now over here you've got this huge, impressive Mercer County courthouse, and we got a little sign here to tell us about Princeton, how that sun is hitting. So this area was the scene of several actions in May 1862 between federal troops from General Cox's army and Confederate forces under Jennifer and Wharton. When the Confederates abandoned their camp here, the town was set on fire and partially burned. So that's right, when I was researching for this video, I did read that a lot of things around here were burned down. All right, we're over here at Grant's. I'd never heard of Grant's supermarket chain until coming out to this region. Still haven't been in one. I'll have to check one out before I go. But I'm not here to do grocery shopping. I'm here because Mercer Road, Mercer Avenue, Mercer Street, whatever it is, it's called Mercer, is right here. That's named after this county. And it's a very important road here in town. And there have been a lot of revitalization efforts done here in this city. And a lot of those are plainly seen on Mercer Street. So we're gonna walk up the road, take a look at it, kind of take a trip down memory lane, talk about it a little bit, and kind of see how things led us to where we are today and see what it looks like today. There's the old Mercer School. And I love how they put the year of when they built the buildings back in those days. It's just so interesting. It's a very interesting touch. Like you can see, this building was built in 1912. Just across the way there, you got the Mercer County Republican headquarters. It was in the early 1900s when things really started to happen for Princeton. You see, the Virginian Railways built a line through here, and that meant jobs. That meant coal operations. That meant jobs at the rail yard. And things just kind of built up off of that. And before you know it, things were going pretty darn good around here. Jobs were abound, wealth was abound, and things were looking pretty good for Princeton. You know, in the 1940s and 50s, things really peaked out. Now check out that car right there, would you? It's a beautiful looking Corvette. Well, like I was saying, in the 40s and 50s, things really kind of reached their pinnacle for Princeton because 1940s, 50s, that's World War II era. And the US war machine needed coal to help fuel its military endeavors. So when the US military needs coal, and when you live out in coal country, well, you guys do the math. That meant business was pretty damn good out here. Princeton most certainly has that old time charm because, I mean, just look at this. You got this pretty clock here. You've got this beautiful church built over here and this little kind of square on the corner, picnic tables. You could have a picnic out here. You could just sit, have a coffee, talk to your friends. Good, quiet community. Well, guys, things were going really good from basically the early 1900s up through most of the 1950s here in Princeton. Just when things were looking really good out here in Princeton, the population was peaking out right around, almost around 1960. Apparently they had about 8,400 people living here. Well, disaster was about to strike, and the first sign of that was a merger between the Virginian Railway and the N&W. And that right there wiped out over 1,000 jobs just like that. But that wasn't all. There were more hard times on the way. So basically from about 1960 onward, things were getting pretty bleak for Princeton, and it was getting bad, and it was getting bad quick. From that point right there, coal operations started to slow down, jobs were lost, there was that railway merger, and people could kind of feel what was coming. So a lot of people started getting out of town and moving elsewhere to look for new opportunity. Now fast forward a little bit to the 1990s and the early 2000s. Well, to say things were looking bleak here would be an understatement. Poverty had only continued to increase. The coal industry was on its last leg. Opportunity was scarce. And to compound their issues by several orders of magnitude, opioids started to enter the area, and addiction issues became a serious problem for this area, and one that persists until today. And this street that we're walking down right now, that looks pretty vibrant, pretty good. Well, around 2010 to 2015, probably about half of these businesses would have been shut down, operations stopped, doors locked, nobody home. But there's some good news on the way, because what you're looking at right here does not look like what I've been describing. Almost every building here has a shop in it. The area is looking well taken care of. You can see people are spending their money to open businesses here. And this is where I want to get into Princeton's big comeback, which really started in around 2017. In 2017, you really started to see some grassroots efforts to try to bring this place back. This city's got a special story. The locals love it. They're proud of their hometown. And they said, hey, we ain't going out like that. It's time for our comeback. And they started it. They started painting murals on the walls to show signs of life, signs of hometown pride, taking efforts to make it look better, make it look fresh and fun and welcoming. And then building off of that momentum, in 2018, you had groups like the West Virginia Community Hub, which invested into the city here. And then following that, you had PETA, who invested more and came up with a plan to really help revitalize this city and not just bring it back, but get it to a thriving state where it's not just existing, but it's growing, it's developing, and fun things are happening. Well, since these efforts, over 100 new businesses have been opened. That's less than 10 years, guys. So while we're walking down this street and it looks nice, it's a pleasurable experience to see the old buildings. You got businesses opening. And when you open new businesses in these old kind of buildings, it just adds a really cool aspect that's just priceless, because you can't fake this. I mean, if you faked it, it would be cringe. These are the real deal. These are old buildings. And now the area is looking like it's starting to flourish. Well, that is thanks to those grassroots efforts and organizations like I just mentioned to you all, who are working hard to really try to bring Princeton back. And from the looks of things, they're doing a heck of a job. Well, guys, I'll tell you what, all this walking and talking has got me hungry. I just happened to see this place called Jimmy's Restaurant. It looks like it's got some history to it. So let's pop on in here and see what Jimmy's got cooking. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, no problem. Or I don't mind that little baby table right there. Yeah, that little baby table's fine for me. Thank you. All right, see what Jimmy's got cooking. Hey. Just a water with lemon, please. All right, guys, we're over here at Jimmy's. I decided to go with the hot ham and cheese and a cup of soup. We got vegetable beef today. Looks pretty good. Let's see how it tastes. Man, that soup is good. Look at that. Here we go. And that hot ham and cheese is just right. Well, you can see Jimmy's is just super busy. The food was excellent, and obviously all the locals love it. And this shop is cool too. It's old-fashioned. Everything tastes homemade. We even got a couple of video games over here to play. But, excuse me. But my belly's full, I'm warmed up, and I'm ready to hit the road. Yeah, guys, honestly, if you're here and you just want something that's kind of fast and very tasty and a good atmosphere to eat in, I highly recommend Jimmy's. I mean, that was excellent. And like I was telling the girl working there, that vegetable beef soup that they gave me, I mean, a lot of times in a restaurant when you get that, they try to get cheap on you. You know, they cheap out on the beef. You'll have mostly broth and a couple little tiny squares of carrot, maybe a half a green bean, and a couple little tiny blocks of beef. This had big old hunks of real tender beef in it, had tons of veggies. It was loaded. So they don't cheap out on you there at Jimmy's. Thanks, man, appreciate it. I'm ready for a cup of coffee. We're gonna swing over here to the Coffee Bean. Hello. Is anybody in line or anything? I don't want to cut anybody in line. Okay, it's good. You look kind of busy, so I'm gonna.
What can I get for you?
Just a cup of regular coffee, please.
12 or 16 ounce.
Let's go for 12, please.
Alrighty. Any cream or anything?
Just black.
Alright. That's gonna be $3.21.
Okay. And one extra for you since you're working so hard.
Thank you. I really appreciate
No
that.
problem.
Do like a raffle or do like a...
This place is big. Wow, this is like 5 times bigger than I expected. Guess they'd have live music back there sometimes. An artist over there. Wow. Very cool. And they've got paintings here by, I'm guessing, local artists for sale. I mean, these are pretty amazing. Like this one right here has already been sold. That was only $100. Shoot, I'd pay that for that. There we go, guys. I got my black fuel here, my coffee. I'll tell you what, that place is much more than just a coffee house. I mean, they had a little stage back there with all the instruments, drums, guitars, and the place was absolutely huge. So they could put on a good show there. You could fit a good crowd in there. And I saw artists in there painting and drawing. Very cool place. If I was a local, that would definitely be a place that I'd be hanging out. Got a little local bookshop here. I love bookshops and I would love to peruse their selection, but I've got too many places to go today, and recently I've just bought way too many books. And let me tell you folks, those can really make you hit your weight limit on a suitcase in an airport real quick. So I'm overloaded on books, but this to me looks pretty unique. An 80s toys store. Well, shoot, unfortunately they're closed because I'm pretty sure I probably would buy a couple things from there. I'm kind of nostalgic about the 80s. So guys, before this video, most of you probably had not heard of Princeton, West Virginia. I'll be honest with you, just until recently, I don't think I had even heard of it. I mean, I'd probably heard it mentioned, but didn't take note of it. But as you can see, it's an interesting place with an interesting story. Things really got started with the Virginian Railway, and then the coal boom, given an extra boost by the U.S. military's need for energy, which, you know, when you've got the U.S. military as a top customer, business is going to be pretty good. But like I said, this place has been through plenty of hard times, hasn't been smooth sailing, and they're not out of the woods yet. But compared to a lot of the little cities and towns throughout Appalachia, this one definitely does stand out as a place that is having quite a bit of success and gaining a lot of traction with their revitalization efforts. So guys, I've enjoyed my time here. I think if you're in the area, you definitely ought to stop by Princeton. It's a cool place. There's plenty to do. There's good food to eat. Heck, if you swing over to the Dream Bean, you might even catch some live music. If you want to read, you got the bookstore. And of course, if you're hungry, swing over to Jimmy's. Tell him Mr. Chopstick sent you. Well guys, I'll tell y'all what, I've had a wonderful time here in Princeton. Everything from my little motel that I was staying in, the Turnpike Motel, the people I've talked to, the town was beautiful, the people were friendly, the guys I chatted with were all nice. So what a pleasant stay. Thank you, Princeton, for all the kindness that you showed me. It was well worth the time. But as usual, guys, there's a lot of world to see and not enough time to see it, so I got to get ready to hit the road again. But I want to thank you all for tuning in. If you did like this video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. That's the best thing you can do to help me out. If you want to go above and beyond, like another handful of legends have already done, there are other ways of supporting the channel too. You could become a YouTube channel member. You could join me on Patreon. Of course, by doing so, there are extra perks that you will get. All links are below. If you want to just throw a little extra support my way, you can hit me up on buymeacoffee.com, or you can shoot me a super thanks right here on YouTube. But guys, the main thing is I'm just glad to have you all here, and knowing that you all enjoy the work that I'm doing, knowing that you enjoy kind of seeing the world through my eyes, and you know, in a way, we're kind of going through this together. That to me is just so cool. So guys, take care, and I will catch you all somewhere on down the line. This is Mr. Chopsticks signing off from Princeton, West Virginia. Adios.
While I appreciate all viewers and supporters, there is a growing group of supporters who support me via YouTube memberships and Patreon subscriptions, and I want to give all of you a shout out. You know who you are. Thanks for the extra support and helping me to get a step or two closer to hopefully finally someday achieving my dream of being able to do YouTube full time. To the Grasshopper and Tiger Tiers, thank you guys so much. An extra special shout out to my P-Shield tier members. You are amazing. And of course, I'd be remiss to fail to mention my top tier supporters, Lee, Martin S, and David is Dawei. Truly, truly appreciate all of you. We're on this journey together, and trust me when I say, we're just getting started, my friends.